Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today I'm going to be doing my December book haul or end of year book haul, whatever you want to call it. This is the last book haul for 2021. I do have some that I didn't mention in my November book haul because I ended up getting some more books and I need help. But we're just gonna jump right into it. The first one I got is The Sweetest Kind of Poison. It is a poetry collection. Already read it, 5 out of 5 stars, really enjoyed it. Next, I have The Longing of Lone Wolves. This is a fantasy romance, have not read it yet, but I'm hoping to enjoy it. I've heard really good things about it. Sorry if I'm gonna go through these really quick. It's really late. My daughter won't go to bed. I'm sure you can hear her playing. I'm just trying to get through this. Next, I have Tris Six Venom by Penelope Douglas. This is a female-female romance. Super excited to get to it. Found it on sale, and I'm just trying to collect all her books because I really like her writing. Next is a book I don't really know too much, really anything about, honestly, and that is Ashes. I think it was free. It was in my Kindle wish list, and I saw that it was free, so I grabbed it. Next, I got Nation of the Sun. I saw Becca and the books read this. I don't think she liked it a whole bunch, but I really like the concept of it, so I picked it up. The next one is an adult fantasy, and that is The Kingdom of Liars. I heard someone talk about this book, and the concept just sounded really interesting to me. I read the prologue of it, or the first chapter, whichever it was, and I actually really enjoyed the writing, so I picked it up. Next is The Shadow of the Gods, I believe by John Gwynne. I need to read some of his other series before I get to this one, but definitely excited for this one. Next, I got Hairpin Bridge, and this is by Taylor Adams, I believe. I read No Exit, really loved it. Definitely lots of action in that one. Mystery thriller, so I'm excited to see what else they bring to the table. Next, I picked up Unhinged. This is a male-male romance, and one of them is a serial killer, I believe. That's all I really know about it. I think Riley Marie talk about this book, and it sounded really good. I was going to do a video for this, and I still might in February, but we'll see. Next up, I picked Hands Down, and I believe this is a Maria Zapata. I feel like that's her name, right? Anyway, this was also on sale. I wanted to pick it up. I read The Wall in Winnipeg and Me. Really enjoyed it. She has very, very slow burn romances. And I just wanted to try another book by her. Next is, I think, a novella, part of Penelope Douglas's Bully series, and that's Adrenaline. Don't know anything about this, don't want to, because it is part of a series. I picked up a fantasy romance, and that is King of Battle and Blood. It's by the same author that wrote A Touch of Darkness, I think. I haven't read that, but I really am interested in the King of Battle and Blood, and I think it has to deal with vampires, and I'm really looking forward to this. I might get to it in January, maybe February, we'll see. The last book that I got for November, I actually got a Kindle version and the audiobook, and it is For the Wolf. I know that I've heard people say it's a Little Red Riding retelling, but I've also heard that it's Beauty and the Beast, so it's some kind of like fairy tale-esque story. I enjoy those. I enjoy both those fairy tales, so either way I'm going to love it. I really want to get to that in January. So the first book I got in December is North of the Stars by Monica James. This is a Viking romance. Super excited. I haven't heard too many things about this. I do know that it's a little slow, I think, so I am going to keep that in mind when I get to it. Next is another adult fantasy, and that's Blood Song by Anthony Ryan, I believe. Picked this up. I saw Pierre Ford talk about it. I saw someone else talk about it, but I can't remember, so I snatched that one up. Another adult fantasy I got was The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I know that this is grimdark, and I know that I believe I think it's part of a world, maybe. I could be wrong, but I know tons of people talk about this, so again, I picked it up. Can you tell I have a problem? The next one is actually a third book in a series. I only have, I have the first one, I don't have the second one, but the third one was on sale, so I picked it up. And that is The Memory of Souls, the first being The Ruin of Kings, which I am planning on reading in January, but I think I'm going to love this series, so I picked up the third book while it was on sale. This next book, I don't know really anything about other than it's like got Viking stuff. I've heard someone somewhere talk about this book, and I saw it was only like 99 cents, I believe, and that is The Goddess of Nothing at All. I believe it deals with Loki and one of his wives, maybe. That's all I know. Next, I got the third book in a favorite series of mine, and that is Blood Bonds by J. Bree. I love the series. The first one being Broken Bonds. I absolutely love the series. I was gonna read this one in December, but when I started it, I realized I needed to read the first two again to really enjoy this next book in the series. Next, I got another poetry collection, and that is Pillow Thoughts. I've heard really good things about this poetry collection, and I want to read more poetry, so I grabbed this one. The next two are part of a series, also on sale, and that is Battle Mage and Blood Mage. And I've heard someone talk about this book. It's not a very known adult fantasy, but it sounds really good. So I again picked up more than one book in this series because I think I'm going to love it. Next is a shorter book, and that is Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day. I believe this is under Shauna McGuire's like pen name, maybe Mira Grant, or maybe it's under Shauna McGuire. I can't remember, but the picture will be right here. I heard someone talk about this book on BookTube, and I loved the way that they kind of described what the story was, so I picked it up. Next is another adult fantasy, and that is The Dragon Lords. I think this is the one that said to be like Guardians of the Galaxy meets The Hobbit. I mean, I love those two movies, so of course I'm going to pick this book up. Next is another poetry collection, and that is Poems for the End of the World by the same author as The Sweetest Kind of Poison. I really enjoyed her first book, so I wanted to try this book, and like I said, I want to get into more poetry this year. So next, I have some physical books. The first one being Beasts of Prey by Ayanna Gray. Heard really good things about this book. It just came out this year, so I'm excited to get to that one. Next, I picked up Saga Volume 3 because I ran out of graphic novels recently, and I've been trying to restock up ones that I need for the next in series, so I picked up this one. Next, I have one that just came today, and I'm super excited about it, and that is Iron Widow by Jiren J. Zhao. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but stunning cover. I believe it's like Mulan retelling, and it's got some steampunk, I believe. So unbelievably excited to get to this book. Another fantasy romance I picked up was Midnight with the Devil, and I think I saw Jess from Peace Love Books talk about this book series. Again, I believe it was on sale, so I picked it up. Next, I got for free, and that was Rapture and Ruin on Kindle. Don't know much about it. I know that this book deals with mafia, I believe, and that's all I know. Romance, mafia, can't go wrong. Okay, back to some more physical books, and these ones I got for Christmas, and the first one is The Serpent's Curse by Lisa Maxwell, and this is the third book in her trilogy, I believe, the first book being The Last Magician. Have not read it yet, but I really want to. This book is, I think, over 700 pages, so it's going to be one that I can savor a little bit. Next is also the third and final book, I believe, in a series, and that is The Bronze Beast by Roshani Chokshi, the first being The Gilded Wolves. Again, I'm excited to just binge them all. Next is a first book in a new series, and that is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I have not read Caraval, but I really want to. I have all 3 books. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Again, can we just talk about how stunning this cover is? It's beautiful. My children are gonna drive me nuts. It's only one child. The other one I'm sure is sleeping, but this one is just like a night owl. And I waited to film this at night, so I didn't have this problem. But I don't want to wait anymore, and she won't go to bed, so here we are. I'm almost done though. Next, I have All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. I have read from Amanda Foody before, and I own books from both of them, and I'm excited to get to this. I've heard good things about it, so hopefully soon. So the next book I have, I believe, is a middle grade, and I saw JD Ray read this book, and that is Anya and the Dragon. Got this from Ollie's. Use the sticker. I know that there's dragons in it, and we're following a girl named Anya. Yep, that's all I know. Next, I have a book by an author I enjoyed a few books by, and that is Come Find Me by Megan Miranda. I've seen Books and Lala talk about this book before, and I believe it's actually sci-fi mystery thriller. But I found it at Ollie's, and so for cheap, I thought it would be a quick, easy read, and it's nice to always check out more books by an author you love. The next two, I don't know if I'm actually going to read, but I will definitely look through them, and that is the Stranger Things Worlds Turned Upside Down, like, special edition. It, like, looks like an old, like, 80s style book. It's got, like, stunning pictures and, like, just talks about the series, so I'm a big Stranger Things fan, so I'm happy to have this. And then other one is The Suspicious Minds, again from Ollie's, and whatever the sticker is, I need to take them off, but I hate taking stickers off. I know that this is an actual novel, and it follows Papa, I believe, and there's like his story in here, so might get to that one, might be a little while. The last physical book I have to show you is actually like a big like bind up, and that is the complete Sherlock Holmes books. It's kind of like a special edition, but it's got, I think, all the Sherlock Holmes books in it. I love Sherlock Holmes. I love watching movies and shows that have to deal with Sherlock Holmes. So I actually really want to read this whole thing throughout this whole entire year. I think I've remember briefly reading like a shorter version of one of Sherlock Holmes's books when I was in middle school. I can't remember. It might have been The Hound of the Baskervilles. I don't know. But I think it is time to read these, but I did get these for Christmas. And I have 3 more books to talk about. First, I have The Midnight Library. I got this on audiobook. I actually, funny story, need to read my library's book club book, and that is The Midnight Library, and the meeting is tomorrow, and I need to get it read quickly, and I've been really slacking on reading, so I picked up the audiobook, and that is now in my possession. Next, I got Voice of War. This is an adult fantasy. Really great things were said about it by people, not one I hear all the time, but I'm really hyped to get to that. Like, I really want to get to this one so soon. Same goes along with this next one, Rise of the Gods, part of the Paternus trilogy, or part of the Paternus series. I've heard it said to be like Avengers meets American Gods, and Supernatural meets something else. Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I don't know how all those mash up together, but I love every single one of those. Actually, American Gods, I haven't read or seen the show or nothing, so I could care less about that part, but I'm sure it's good. But to see all those really hyped good things together and just surround this book, I am so excited for it. I just got this book today because it was free on Kindle, so I'm so excited to get to all these books. That was my final book haul of 2021. I hope you enjoyed. Like this video if you liked it. Leave the stacked book emoji in the comments. That way I can see if you watched till the end. Hopefully most of you did. But I will see you again in my next video. Bye!